So welcome all of you for this session on Kano model. So Kano model is basically a product development tool, right? When you are developing a new product, right? You will be first of all you must understand your customers' requirement. So what are your customer requirement? The customer required features. Does your product really have those features, so that you can take it to the market? And number two, once your product has the customer required features, how are your competitors doing? Right? And if your competitors are already having a similar product and they do have similar features, then how are you really performing? Are you performing better than the competitor, or you are performing inferior to your competitors? If you are performing better, obviously customers will prefer your product, and probably the buying decision will happen in your favor. If many people buy, then obviously your market share will improve, and your market, you may one day you will eventually become a market leader. When your products are already better than your competitors, if you still improve your products, if you make your product perform further better, it will eventually delight your customers, isn't it? When delighting your customers can accelerate your the market growth in any product or any service, right? So that is what we are going to understand in this particular session. So before getting into the again the topics, the features and theoretical part of it, I would like to play you another simple video. All right, because understanding customer requirement is not that easy. So let me play this video and then. So what is the problem here in this product, in this video? What is the problem here?
So the requirement was not very clear.
Requirement of now whose problem it is?
Uh, the person who was the barber did not question. That is the first thing.
Very correct. So your mechanism is really bad in understanding your customer's requirement, isn't it? So this problem can can happen in any product. So we really have to have a proper mechanism and appropriate tools, and we must use the tools in the right way to actually capture all the requirements of your customer. Only when you can capture all the requirements of your customers, you will be able to prioritize them. I mean, you will be able to line up them in a proper order. Thereby, you can not only satisfy your customers, you can even try to delight your customers, right? So with that note, now we are properly inside the session on Kano model, which is basically a product development tool. Right? So we will understand what is Kano model, and Kano model will talk about several features in a product. You take any product, there are certain features in every product. Your mobile phone comes with plenty of features. Your laptop comes with plenty of features. The training program comes with plenty of features. Will you be able to differentiate the features into appropriate categories? Kano model talks about 5 such features. These are called must-be features, performance features, delight features, indifferent features, and then reverse features. What are those features? Identifying these features, how it will be helpful while developing a product, right? And then we'll also see it with few examples, right? So as I already mentioned, Kano model is a product development and customer satisfaction tool. It will visually model the customer provided characteristics with respect to the level of satisfaction each characteristics can trigger, right? Your product has so many features. Each feature, how it triggers your customer satisfaction, based on which you will be able to categorize the feature into one of the 5, which we mentioned just before. So you can use the tool Kano model after gathering the voice of the customer, right? maybe through some surveys with some questionnaires properly designed, you can collect the voice of the customer. So once the voice of the customer is collected, you know your customer's expectations, you know your customer's requirements, and so you can proceed with prioritization. So when it comes to the prioritization, Kano model will let you do the prioritization very effectively. Your understanding on the Kano model will also equip you properly in designing your questionnaire. Otherwise, what will happen? After gathering the voice of the customer, you will understand, oh, we failed to capture few of the requirements, and so additional questions have to be included. So your knowledge on Kano model, your proper understanding on the Kano analysis will help you to design the questionnaire and conduct your survey properly. Thereby, the voice of the customer can be captured and then proceed to prioritize the requirement. So Kano model allows the development team to focus on optimizing the essential features of a given product, right? So you put all your energy in seeing to that you actually develop a product with characteristics which your customer finds value, be it whatever category it is. If your customers are not able to appreciate it, and there is no point you putting your energy there. So this beautiful tool Kano model was developed in 1980s by a Japanese professor called Noriaki Kano, right? And this is called Kano model. You are seeing a graph. There is an x-axis, there is a y-axis. The x-axis talks about the functionality of your product with respect to a particular characteristics which you want to understand, right? And the y-axis talks about the level of satisfaction that particular characteristics can trigger in your customers. So x-axis is the functionality, y-axis is the satisfaction. When I say x-axis talks about the functionality, when you are on the right side, that means your product is really doing very well. The product is really doing very well with respect to a particular feature. We'll see each and everything with some example, right? If your product is not doing very well, then you are on the left side. So this is how you will understand your position on the x-axis. And now y-axis, if the functionality of your project of your product feature makes your customer highly satisfied, then you are on top of the y-axis, isn't it? You go up in the y-axis if your product is not doing well, and then if your customer satisfaction goes extremely down, now you are moving down the y-axis. Now you understood what is x-axis and what is y-axis. Now there is a dark blue color. This is called must be features. Must be means it must be present in your product. If it is not present, customer will not even consider your product as a product, right? Number one. And number two, the green color. These are called performance features. These are nothing but the features with which customer will compare the performance of your product with your competitors. And that is why we call it performance features. And third one, delight features, the light blue. The third one, delight features, or you can call them attractive features. We'll talk about it. And then there is something called indifferent. What is indifferent? It is overlapping on the x-axis itself. That is indifferent. And similarly, one more called reverse. We'll see all the 5 one by one. And it is very important you remember all the terminologies and the jargons associated with product development. When I say must be features, these are called dissatisfiers, otherwise called dissatisfiers. These are also called as threshold features. These are also called as threshold features. Similarly, the performance features are otherwise known as satisfiers, also known as one-dimensional features, right? Attractive features are sometimes called as delighters, also called as excitement features, right? So these are all almost same. Now we'll see them one by one. And now I used certain words, satisfiers,